This video will review how to solve linear equations in which the left side or the right side of the equation is a little more complicated with some parentheses and the need for combining like terms. Let's take a look at the first example. This is an example where on the left side we have some parentheses, in which case we'll have to distribute to get rid of those, and on the right side you have two terms that involve variables, so we'll have to combine those. So to get started, the first thing I'm going to do is distribute. That's going to give me 2x minus 14 on the left. And I'll just recopy what I have on the right. Now when I look at the left side, the two terms that I have, 2x and negative 14, those are not like terms, so I can't combine them. But when I look on the right side, I have two terms that I can combine. So I'm going to do that next. So I'm going to leave the left side alone. On the right side, I'm going to have negative 2x plus 10. At this point, I'm back to the type of equation that we've already worked, where you just want to move your variables to one side and your constant terms to the other. So I'm going to add 2x to get my variables on the left. That's going to give me 4x minus 14. And on the right side, I'm going to have a 10. Next step is going to be to eliminate this minus 14. So I'm going to put a plus 14 there. That gives me 4x equals 24. And then if I divide by 4, I get x equals 6. So that's the solution to the first example. The second example involves some more distribution and some more parentheses. A little bit different though. On this left side, out before my parentheses is a negative sign. So that's like having to distribute a negative 1. So for the left side, the 3x minus 4 is going to stay the same. For my distribution, I'm going to have a minus 2x, and then negative 1 times positive 6 is a negative 6. And then on my right side, I need to make sure that I distribute that negative 4 through. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. Now that my parentheses are gone, I want to combine my like terms. So on the left side, I've got a 3x and a negative 2x. Always take the sign that's to the left of the term. So that's going to be a 1x. For the constant terms, I have negative 10. And on the right side, I don't have anything to combine, so I just leave those alone. Now again, we're back to the point where we want to move the variables to one side and the constant terms to the other. I'll move my variables first by adding 4x to both sides. That gives me 5x minus 10 equals 8. Now moving my constant terms, I add 10 to both sides. That gives me 5x equals 18. And the last step is to divide by 5. Now in this particular case, 5 doesn't divide into 18 evenly. That's okay. Just leave it as a fraction, 18/5. Or if you really feel uncomfortable with that and you want it to be a mixed number, 5 divides into 18 3 times with 3 left over. So the solution is either 18/5 or 3 3/5. Most people in algebra will leave it as 18/5. All right, let's take a look at one more that involves some negatives and some distribution. Again, I need to be careful here. There's this minus sign before the parentheses, and this time it's on both sides. So I'm thinking of that as having a negative 1 there that I'm distributing. On the left side, the 10 is going to stay the same. I'm going to have minus 1x, and then a negative 1 times a negative 5 is a plus 5. On the right side, the negative 6 stays the same. If I distribute the negative 1, I get negative 4 minus 2x. Okay, now I'm at the point where I want to combine my like terms. On the left side I have a 10 and a positive 5. On the right side I've got a negative 6 and a negative 4. So I've got 15 minus x on the left, negative 10 minus 2x on the right. Moving my variables, if I add 2x, I'll get 15 plus x equals negative 10. And then to get rid of this 15, I need to subtract 15. That's going to be x is negative 25. So that's your review of solving equations that require distribution or combining like terms.